Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing Tesla stock once again. And this has really been a major topic recently just because of so much growth that we've seen over like these past 8 to 10 days. And if we look at Tesla stock right now, it's at an all-time high once again. Keep in mind, it has hit an all-time high 3 out of 4 days now. So it's at a share price of $2,049.96 right now, and it is currently up 2.41%, counting just the normal market hours. And in the after hours right now, it's at minus 0.00. So not a lot of action in the after hours, but we're only just a few minutes into it right now. But as you can see, we have hit another all-time high, and this is just so crazy considering how many all-time highs we've hit recently with not just Tesla, but Apple stock as well. Apple stock is on a huge run today at another all-time high as well. And what do we notice? What are the similarities between these two stocks? Both of them have recently announced a stock split. So day in and day out, it is being proven that investors find value in these stock splits. It's honestly a no-brainer at this point for other companies and other stocks to split their stocks into smaller values per share, because as you can see, this has been pretty much easy growth for Tesla and Apple without the company actually having to spend money or do anything significant. All they did was a stock split. So people clearly see value in a stock split. And so just addressing Tesla for today, like I said, it's up plus 2.42%. And also, let's go ahead and check out the weekly chart just out of curiosity. It's up 22.26% just over the past week. Now, keep in mind how significant that is, given the fact that Tesla was like an $1,800 stock just a few days ago, and how it was only $1,375 just like 6 to 8 days ago. So this is so crazy to see such a huge growth rate just over these past couple of days. And if we check at the past month, yes, it says plus 27.83%, which is already huge on its own. But if we just factor in the most recent run up from this low point at 1374, all the way up to this high point, we're talking about like plus 30% or so right here. If we're just addressing it from this low point to where it is right now. And as you can see with my portfolio, it's at 77%, but I believe it would be over like 120% right now. But I did make some purchases today. That's for another video. I'll be discussing that in the portfolio review. But like I said, this stock is just on an absolute tear, and I love to see it. I'm really excited about this. And you all know I've been bullish on Tesla for like the past few months especially, and I've been like really interested in Tesla ever since like late last year. I'm talking like November and December is when I really started looking a lot of things up about the stock, watching videos, looking up information, doing my homework. And that's when I really got into Tesla, but I didn't actually buy into it until I believe like February or January. I think it was February. So Tesla had always been one of those stocks that I've been interested in, and especially after that most recent crash that we had, like a month after the crash, I'd say it was like in May or April, I started becoming really bullish on Tesla and buying heavily into the stock. And I was actually buying at controversial times where it was near $830, $850, $900, $950, and then I started to even buy it like $1,300, $1,500. So I noticed that a lot of people were kind of worried for me of the fact that I was buying near all-time highs at these points, but I had a lot of conviction and a lot of faith in this stock for the long term. And so I tried to do some videos over these past few months on Tesla stock, some of my bullish theses and other viewpoints that people have as well, and some just significant news pieces that I think are useful for investors looking into the future of Tesla for the long term. So I've tried my best over these past few months to do videos on Tesla and show why I'm so bullish on this stock. And so I really hope my videos have at least accomplished getting you all more familiar with Tesla and at least checking into it yourself. And that was the major goal of my videos. It wasn't for me to just say, you need to buy this stock right now. No, I didn't intend on it to be like that. I wanted everybody to do their own due diligence, and I just wanted to get people familiar with the stock and familiar with why people find value in it at that current price tag, even back then. So I did try to do some videos on Tesla in the past, and even just with my general thoughts about the stock right now, I honestly believe $2,050 is worth it, but you have to be in it for the long term. It can't be a short-term play because there's obviously some big potential for a pullback sometime in the future after this run-up is over with. We've seen the pullback happen every time after a run-up. It's just one of those things that's going to happen, but it's just a matter of time until it does. So like I said, we had a pullback right here after this peak. We had a pullback after this peak right here. This was near the crash though, so keep that in mind. You never know where it would have gone without this crash. But then it's also started going up right here, gradual growth right here, and we had a slight pullback after that gradual growth, and then it ran up once again. And after that, we had a notable pullback where we had a lot of volatility even before that pullback, and then it started to decline greatly. I know that a lot of people started to lose faith in Tesla at 1374. There was plenty confusion and uncertainty around this time period, especially like I remember this day clearly, this 1374. I remember it didn't even shoot up until the after hours. So the full market hours was just full of a lot of uncertainty. I know that a lot of people were asking about Tesla stock and, you know, what's going on with it? Why is it going down and things like that? But as Warren Buffett says, be greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. So people took advantage of this dip and this confusion and this fear, and they bought in on this stock. And also just addressing some things that could cause more growth in the future. Keep in mind, these are not guaranteed things to happen. And also anything that I say in this video or have said already is not to be considered financial advice. This is me just sharing my thoughts, opinions, and perspectives. So addressing some potential things that could move this stock in the future. Keep in mind, so many people have bought into this stock when we haven't really got any crazy news released. So you can assume from that of course some of that is factored into the stock split, but they're also factoring in some events in the future as well, including S&P 500 inclusion, Battery Day, and more things like that. So keep in mind, some of this is factored in, but I bet that some of it is also not factored in with some of the investors that have purchased this stock. However, keep in mind, I don't want people to be disappointed. There is the possibility of, even after Battery Day and even after the announcement of S&P 500 inclusion, that the stock doesn't have any significant movements. Now, of course, I think that the announcement of S&P 500 inclusion could be a big deal, but like I said, there's that possibility of there to be no reaction with Tesla. And we've seen that in past. And this is why people say don't play on earnings. And this is kind of one of those earnings situations where everybody knows there's going to be some positive announcements most likely. And like with earnings, there's commonly times where really good earnings are released, but everyone expected it. And either the stock dips significantly or doesn't move much at all and pretty much just plateaus as normal. So there are some times where a stock may not react positively to a piece of news. Now, there's also times where it can react positively. And that's just why they say it's pretty much impossible to predict the market, because it's really hard to predict these events and say, okay, I know exactly how people are going to react to this stock. I know what their thoughts are going to be, whether they're going to be buying at this time period and things like that. However, though, just the fact that we got another all-time high today is such a big deal, in my opinion. And just looking into the long-term perspective for the future, like I said, you have S&P 500 inclusion possibility, you have Battery Investor Day, you have the Cybertruck coming out in 2021. We have constant scaling of the Tesla business right now, where they're posting job listings about a potential compact car in China, which could be a whole complete new model and a new revenue opportunity, of course, because as we know, some people in China don't want to buy the larger vehicles, especially like the Cybertruck and the Model 3. Now, keep in mind, those are still very popular, but some people just would not prefer to have a larger vehicle. So a compact car is very valuable in China, where the population is so large. So that's a brand new market that Tesla could capitalize on. And I think it's just a matter of time until it happens, especially as we're seeing so much progress happening in an expedited manner in China right now. You have the Model 3 production numbers being very, very good. You have them expanding on the wrap service, Tesla insurance in China, and it's only a matter of time until we see more revenue opportunities happening. And like I said, there's also that software as a service component where Tesla upgrades are sold online. It's like $2,000 for an over-the-air upgrade. And that's just pretty much free money for Tesla, because as we know, with digital content and services, the gross margins are amazing. After that initial cost to develop whatever that software or upgrade is, after that happens, there's really no more cost, but people are still buying. So the gross margins on stuff like that is really good. So Tesla has their feet in not only on physical items like cars, solar power energy, batteries, and things like that, but they also have their feet in on digital services as well. I think Tesla even has a subscription service every month as well that they charge. And then they also have digital content on the screen in the Tesla. And then even right now, you have to pay up front for FSD, which is $8,000. So as people are still buying this right now, that is purely free revenue. That $8,000 for every single person out there that buys it early, that's pretty much just a free loan for Tesla, because as we know, the full self-driving isn't here just yet. It's going to take some time. It's pretty much just free money. Of course, it's going to be put into developing that full self-driving technology, but as of right now, it's basically a free loan, and once they get that product completely developed and delivered to customers, then after that's developed, full self-driving will probably be much more expensive in the future. And even Elon Musk has emphasized the full self-driving feature as like an asset that could grow in value in the future. And as we know, they're upgrading the prices on that. It went from 7,000 to 8,000 in like July or June, I believe. And so in the future, it's only a matter of time before that price is upgraded once again as they start to perfect the full self-driving more. And also, in addition to that, there's the possibility for those that don't have the money to just straight up spend whatever the cost is going to be on that in the future, they can actually just have a subscription service for it. So that's more potential revenue that can pretty much be grouped in that digital services type of thing. And as we know, that's why tech has skyrocketed so much recently, because the profits on digital services, like I said, are amazing compared to physical goods. But right now we are seeing Tesla try their best to make the cars more affordable. They're making the batteries become more efficient on the declining cost curves, and so many things are being improved. Even Elon Musk has mentioned that factories could probably be improved by more than like 1,000% and up to 10,000%, I believe. And we're seeing that right now with the large Gigapress in Fremont, which is just one of those examples of more efficiencies that they're adding to the factory, where they can do multiple jobs in one. Instead of having to put all of these components together, they can do multiple things in one move. But anyways, those are just a few things that I'm looking at for the future right now in terms of Tesla. And like I said, I honestly think $2,050 is still a good price to buy in. I do not think it's too late, in contrast to what some people are saying. Far into the future, 10 years from now, I think people are going to say, I really wish I would have bought Tesla stock at $2,000. That seemed ridiculous back then, but here it is at this price now. I just wish I would have bought a ton of it. And that's like a similar example that I saw on Twitter today. Somebody was like, Tesla stock was $360 back in May or whenever it was, and they said, now it's $2,000. Of course, hindsight is 2020. But still, that's just one of those examples. Tesla stock, of course, didn't seem expensive at $360, but I still remember seeing tons of people saying, it's way too expensive at this point right now. It should be $200. It should be $170. I'm waiting until it hits $300. And a lot of people missed out just because they wanted to wait until it got lower. They kind of got greedy, wanting it to go even lower than where it was already at, which was at a cheap price. Now keep in mind, hindsight is 2020. I only purchased one share at $364 and I sold it at $420. One of the biggest regrets ever. Obviously, I learned from it, and the only reason that I sold it for that price was because I thought that the stock market would be going down more and more into the future. Keep in mind, the outlook at that point in time was not very good, so I thought I was just going to make some short-term money, which I actually did on it. So, I mean, still profits. But keep in mind, I still kept the shares that I had for $950, even when it hit $364. So that long-term faith was still there even at that point. But I thought the stock market was just going to continue to decline. It wasn't really specifically a Tesla thing, like me thinking Tesla was going to go to like $100. I was just thinking, okay, I don't know how long this recession or whatever this is going to last, but every stock was going down at that point, and I thought, okay, this is some opportunity of maybe another bounce where I could cash out on some money and then pick it up when it was even lower. So keep in mind, I had that long-term phase still. I was still holding 2 shares that I bought for $950, even when it pretty much dropped by 2/3. But my point here is I'm referencing all of these things back to these early prices and how people are comparing, you know, the $950 price and the $360 price. They're comparing it to now, and I think we're going to see a similar occurrence happen in the future, especially after this stock split. I think this stock is going to continue to grow in the long term. Now, in the short term, like I said, we could see some pullbacks and things like that, but I think in the future, people are going to look back on Tesla stock once again, 10 years in the future. They're going to look back on this price and say, whoa, why didn't I just buy this stock? Why didn't I just load the boat on shares with this stock? But anyways, I just wanted to share my perspectives about the stock market. I'm still very, very bullish on Tesla stock. And so as always, if you all do enjoy these videos, please make sure to smash that like button. And also feel free to sign up to Robinhood and Webull in the description below with my referral link. If you sign up with my link, then you'll get some free stocks. And especially with Webull right now, you'll get 2 free stocks if you sign up with my link and deposit $100. You can take that $100 right back out. And keep in mind, those 2 free stocks can be valued up to $1,400. So that's nice passive income if you end up getting a good free stock, or if you just get like a $10 stock, that's still income. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.